and the Honourable Steve Clark, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. Minister Clark.
Thanks, and good morning, everyone. I thought I was going to have enough time to prepare to speak after that video, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. It's a real honor for me to be here today to speak at the 10th anniversary of Leeds Grenville Economic Development Summit. It's a real honor. And Anne was right in her comments in the video. This was Gordy's agenda. He had a very clear direction on how he wanted this summit to go. He wanted it to be a celebration of all of the wonderful things that we've been able to accomplish in this, its 10th year. He wanted to have some of the success stories that he helped put in place. And I just want to thank you all for being here today. And Claudine, thank you for being here. We love you, and I know I've told you this many times that I think of Gordy every day, and we're just so very pleased that you could join us today, and I think I speak on everyone's behalf. Thank you so much. As you know, Gord and I hosted this event, as he did with Senator Runciman. And I also want to agree with Anne that we need to thank our many partners that helped Gord and I put forward this offering every November. I want to thank the county, obviously, for all the work that they do. They do a tremendous amount of work, as well as the Thousand Islands, Grenville, and Valley Heartland CFTCs, the economic development departments in Brockville and Gananoque. It's a real partnership. It's one of those real success stories in our riding. And Gord mentioned this to me many times, that to be able to bring together all of the economic development officials and put on just a top quality event like this really speaks volumes to the cooperation that we have in this riding. And I know that Gordy's looking down on us, very pleased that we have such a record crowd, and that there's this level of cooperation that we've been able to have, which is just, it's unprecedented. Both of us were true believers that when you bring people together in this forum, good things are going to happen. We have had some success stories. You're going to hear from some of those successes in our riding today. And it really gives us the opportunity to challenge both the provincial, municipal, and federal governments to really work together to provide economic opportunities in this riding. So we want to thank all of you for being here. Like Gord, I was tremendously proud of what we've been able to accomplish in this, our 10th year. I know that the very first summit that I attended as a staff person for Senator Runciman, we tried to build upon the success, and I see David Beattie in the room, that the Beattie Runciman Roundtable did in Brockville in the 90s. So we tried to take that approach and build upon it. So thank you for being here today, Dave, as well. And I'm so happy to be here as well, given our fall economic statement yesterday. It's been a tremendous whirlwind since June the 7th. And, typically, a government that gets elected in early June, they swear their cabinet in September. They have a throne speech probably around Thanksgiving, get that passed by Christmas, and then the real work starts in January. Well, I think you have to agree that that's not our government. We're committed to working hard and getting things done. Today I want to share with you our government's Open for Business plan that I believe will create a brighter future where anyone who's prepared to work can find a good paying job they deserve. And I want to acknowledge some of the points that Minister Fedeli released yesterday in our government's fall fiscal update on the state of the province, which we call the 2018 Ontario Economic and Fiscal Review. It's a plan that our government's put forward to address Ontario's fiscal challenge, to make life more affordable for everyone across this province. It's a plan that we call a plan for the people. So before I get into the details of the plan that was announced yesterday, I want to talk about some of the fiscal mess that our government has inherited. Thanks to the work of an independent financial commission of inquiry and a line-by-line review of the provincial's books, the province's books, we learned that our province inherited a $15 billion deficit that we need to address. Interest on our debt is now the fourth largest line item in our budget, after education, healthcare, and social services. The Auditor General, in our past report, talked about that rising interest payments are going to crowd out very important expenditures that we need to make at the provincial level. These are vital public programs that get put at risk because of those interest payments. It's all a very unprecedented fiscal burden on the shoulders of the people of Ontario. That's why we're trying to rebuild the trust that Ontarians want in the government by dealing with that fiscal hole. Our government believes that balancing the budget and paying down Ontario's debt is not only a fiscal imperative, it's a moral imperative. We owe it to future generations to protect our public services and to make sure those services aren't at risk down the road. So our government took immediate action to mitigate our inherited deficit based on the findings of the Independent Financial Commission of Inquiry and that line-by-line review. So in the fiscal update, we committed to restoring fiscal balance, we committed to reducing debt, and strengthening accountability and transparency measures. Discretionary spending on items like subscriptions, meals, and travel expenses have been cut back in the public service. We found efficiencies, whether it was something as straightforward as going from landlines and fax machines to cell phone and email, or something more transformative, like targeting OHIP Plus to help those children and youth under 24 who don't have coverage. We've done so while providing $2.7 billion in tax relief to individuals, families, and businesses across the province. In a matter of weeks, our deficit has been reduced by $500 million for 2018-19. It's a balanced approach. It's a reasonable approach. We're going to continue to work to transform the way government operates and delivers services as we chart a path back to balance in our budget coming up next year. Our government for the people is also committed to make life more affordable for families and consumers. That's why we've introduced yesterday one of the most generous tax credits for low-income workers in a generation. The low-income individuals and families tax credit, or LIFT, will provide on 2019 tax returns those earning $30,000 or more or less, with paying zero income taxes. And the tax cut is going to leave families with more monies in their pockets. Even for those earning more than $30,000, it's going to be a graduated tax for them as well. Our government's working hard to save money for people. That's why we've ended the cap and trade program, saving an average of $260 a year. We're going to continue to use every tool at our disposal to fight the federal imposed tax, but we're also going to add new transparency measures to show the tax on gas receipts and home heating bills. We cannot make life less affordable. We have to rebuild our economy. And I think that's good news for local businesses, including members of the Leeds Grenville approved professionals group. In my ministry, very important, it was alluded to by the warden earlier, we're moving to address our housing crisis through the development of a housing supply action plan. We want to build more housing. We want to build more housing more quickly. We want to lower housing costs. We need to build the right type of housing in the right places to give people the choice that they need. Housing is such a critical piece of our economic development puzzle. Just yesterday, I heard about some of the challenges that Big River Technologies in Gananoque are having just finding rental accommodation for their employment. They want to grow from 60 to 200 employees. And that's the kind of investment we can't afford to lose because we can't find housing. Another core commitment of our government we made to the people is to help protect and create jobs. Now, I've toured this riding from corner to corner. I've met with businesses, both large and small, so I know the struggles that they face under the burden for higher taxes and increased regulations. If we're going to be open for business, like our government says we are, we need to make those changes. And I'm proud of some of the announcements that we've made yesterday. We're going to cut job-killing red tape by 25% by 2022 to reduce costs for business. We've stopped $308 million in planned tax hikes from the previous government, and that is going to save 7,900 small businesses in Ontario up to $40,000 a year. We're also modernizing the province's apprenticeship system so that young people can pursue careers in the skilled trades. That's vital to our economic future. The last two plants that I've toured say they have a combined 40 good-paying jobs that they can't fill. Because of a shortage of skilled trades jobs. And I have to say that I'm very pleased that we have representatives from the Upper Canada District School Board here, because I think it's very important that they're part of the program today. Our schools play a key role in encouraging students to pursue a rewarding career in the trades. Our government is also winding down the Ontario College of Trades, an unnecessary source of complexity and burdensome regulations for skilled tradespeople. The Finance Minister yesterday also reaffirmed our government's commitment to invest in broadband infrastructure to improve internet connectivity. I know you're happy, Morgan. I know you're very happy. And I know it's such a key issue to the municipal officials and the businesses in this room. Whether you're an existing business or an economic developer, this has been something that has come up over and over and over again in the need in Eastern Ontario to have better connectivity. And without it, our communities really can't be truly part of the digital economy. We're building an Ontario where prosperity can reach every corner of this province, including in Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands, and Rideau Links, where everyone can start a business, where everyone can grow a business, and where everyone can create jobs. That's how we're going to make Ontario to be back being the economic engine of Canada again. These are just a few of initiatives of what our government announced yesterday. The road ahead, though, it's not going to be easy. The fiscal hole is deep. There's difficult decisions to be made, and it will require full transformation of government and relentless fiscal discipline. But you know what? By coming from this part of the province, we know how to deal with adversity. We've been able to work together to ensure that our own communities are viable. That's why you're all here today, because you all see the need for us to work together on economic prosperity and making our province open for business. So I just want to again indicate to you, as your local member of provincial parliament, that I pledge to you that I'm going to continue to work every single day that I'm in office to ensure that we work collaboratively together, that we put our best foot forward, and that every agency in this room, every municipality, every member of the private sector, we need to all be working together to make sure we create that climate for open for business. Our government's committed to it. We need partners. We need collaboration. And that's why I'm here today. And that's what I want to pledge to you. So best wishes. Have a great day. We've got some great speakers. Don't mind the snow. We've had lots more snow in Eastern Ontario before. Again, I'm here for you. I'm going to stay all day. Again, I want to thank Flood In give mon ami Tristan and I